following program is paid for by ChannelMom Media.
The show made for moms and families. It's ChannelMom.
My name is Jenny, and I'm a mom, but I once lived a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I left TV to become a full-time mother, I quickly found out what we moms are up against. Our world glorifies the rich and famous. For what? I say let's honor the moms who are raising this world's next generation.
It's Channel Mom Radio with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
Yes, we sure are here for you. And I'm so glad to be, so honored to be here for all the moms in America who tune into us because, man, even though people might not tell you, you have a very important job, if not the most important job on the planet. Dads too, of course. But so grateful for what you do. And that's why we have Channel Mom, to encourage the moms and love on the moms and cheerlead the moms and advise the moms. I want to welcome our Facebook Live audience today. I know we have some fans and friends out there today of our guest, who's very popular on Facebook, to say the least. Also to our 94.7 The Word audience. So glad to have you on board as well. And our podcast audience coming up soon. I want to say something about our upcoming guest, and then I have to do a little bit of business. But you may have seen our guest and her incredible daughter on Facebook, since they have over 1 million followers on Facebook. This little girl steals hearts. I'm telling you, she's going to be on and she's going to sing for us, which is the coolest thing. She steals people's hearts with her songs and her story. She was not expected to live due to her disabilities, but this 7-year-old has defied all of the odds. Her mom tells their story of hardship and hope in her brand new book, which is destined to inspire parents of special needs kids and just about everybody, frankly. Miss Grace Anna has gone viral online. She's famous for singing the national anthem, which we have a little selection of right here.
Oh, Sven, can you sing by the time be light?
Honestly, I should just keep playing her. You don't need to hear me because she's so darling. We do have Grace Anna's mom, Angela Rogers, on the show today, and Grace Anna. We're going to get to them in just a second. I have to do one or two quick little things. Number one, happy birthday to my mom and to me. I forgot to do this last week. I was born on my mother's birthday, December 9th, and I always like to wish her a happy birthday every year when it's both of our birthdays. What a blessing to be born on my mother's birthday. And then number two, Creo Brew. If you've listened to us at all, you know that I'm a high-energy person, and I don't need extra energy in my life or you wouldn't like me. But Creo Brew has been my solution. I can't do coffee and tea very well. It just doesn't make me feel good. So I found Creo Brew about 5 years ago. It is cocoa beans that you brew just like coffee, and man, does it smell incredible. You can mix it with your coffee if you're just kind of trying to reduce how much coffee you have. It's got very little caffeine. And what they call it is honest energy. They have theobromine in it, which gives you a little boost. All kinds of antioxidants. Tastes like chocolate. Fabulous stuff. Love it. You can get it at creobrew.com, which is CRIOBRU.com, or at Vitamin Cottage, Natural Grocers, Whole Foods, or Sprouts. There it is. Creo Brew. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit more about Angela, our author, who's coming up now. She's got this brand new book. You can see it on Facebook Live. Grace Anna Sings, and her precious daughter, Grace Anna, gracing the cover. So beautiful. Angela Ray Rogers is the author of the new book, and it's about the miraculous story of her now 7-year-old daughter, Grace Anna. Angela is a wife and a mother of 2, Isaiah and Grace Anna. We do not want to forget Isaiah. He's done a lot to add to the story as well. Grace Anna has overcome many disabilities, all had a near-death experience, basically. They almost lost her once, but she is incredible. And I thought that her story and her mom's story would help anybody that needs just a little bit of inspiration that they can overcome today. So welcome to Angela, and soon to be Grace Anna, right here on Channel Mom. Welcome, Angela.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're good, thank you. Thanks so much for being on Channel Mom today.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so Angela, people kind of briefly need to hear your story, kind of harrowing story of becoming a mom, because you had Isaiah, but then you went through a lot of difficulty before you were able to have Grace Anna.
Yes, after my husband Jeff and I married, it was probably 2.5, 3 months after we married, because we were both getting a little bit older. I was 35 and he was 37. And unfortunately, we went through 3 miscarriages before Grace Anna came along, and we had her. Mm-hmm. And it was a very difficult time in our lives. Jeff's dad was also in very bad health, and we were taking care of him and helping out with his mom, and just trying to get through having those miscarriages, because they're not just emotionally draining. It does a lot to your body physically, and it was hard on our marriage, too, to have a new marriage, to be faced with that kind of loss also.
Yeah, of course it is. I went through one miscarriage, and it's a hopeless place, and you're not sure you can ever have another baby. And it's hard in a marriage because you think, what's wrong with us together? Why can't we make this happen? So it's difficult. And I appreciated how honest you were about it in the book. Now, you what can take people through Grace Anna's birth and what they said to you before she was born?
We were very fortunate to find out in December of 2009 that I was pregnant again. And honestly, when I first found out, I was not happy. I thought, like we previously discussed, I could not face another miscarriage. I had just exhausted emotionally and physically. And each month we went, everything was, nothing was going wrong major until they did a high-resolution ultrasound the third month I was pregnant. They did that as a precaution because of my age. I was 37 years old, and
hey, can I just ask you a quick little favor, Angela? I know the whole audience is waiting to hear from Grace Anna, but the mic is amplifying her in the background. Is there any way that we can have you walk just a little bit away from, because she's so darling. I know everybody wants to hear from her. But I want them to hear your story first before we hear from you, from her rather. So tell us about, continue on how you're talking about getting. They asked you to get the tests and probably suggested that maybe you should end the pregnancy at one point.
They did several times. The first time, like I was saying, I went from the high-resolution ultrasound, and the first, he comes out and tells us something, something's not right. We don't know exactly what's wrong, but and his description of my daughter was not a very pleasant description, and he said we had choices if we did not want to carry on the pregnancy, and we told him at that time that it wasn't a choice for us. We wanted the baby. And we went to my regular OBGYN and this specialist also. He was a high-risk specialist. And each time we went to him, he would present this option. And he was very strong in his belief about the option. Mm-hmm. And we were very strong in our belief that it wasn't an option. We passed up having amniocentesis, because it was not going to change how they treated her. To us, if it's not going to affect how you treat my child, there's no sense in doing it, that risk. And eventually I had to ask for a different doctor because, he wouldn't take no for an answer. And it got to the point where I was getting upset before we would get there. And so they gave us a second specialist, and he was wonderful. He never brought it up. Of course, I voiced my concerns on the very first appointment. And I got a second opinion. And unfortunately, the doctor that gave me the second opinion also, told me that I could have an abortion if I wanted to end the pregnancy. And I said no. But the hardest one was my regular OBGYN that I had already been going to for 13 years also told me I had this option. And I never would have thought he would have brought it up because I've been going to him for so long, and I thought I knew him very well. But
they think they're protecting you, and I understand that. But and the same thing happened to me because I was 38 when I had my daughter. I want to get to Grace Anna's story. So she was born, and she has multiple, let's just call them issues, dwarfism and some other things. But you guys have pressed on, as has Grace Anna, who you call your little warrior. So she was born with all these things, and people looked at her and said, I think they thought less of her than you thought of her, and you knew she had potential. So we only have about 5 minutes left in this segment. Why don't you take people a little bit through the fact that you had to go through a life-threatening surgery and almost lost her, but she came out singing, and then everything changed. You suddenly realized that this little girl who people had undersold and said that maybe you could abort ended up having a gift to share with the world.
It's a funny thing. Grace Anna, when she was first born, she had scales on 75% of her body. And I never noticed it because she had this gorgeous, angelic face. And to us, we had fought, and she had fought to get here, to have a chance to live a life. I knew deep down she was special the first moment I saw her. And she had her first spine surgery when she was right at 16 months old. And unfortunately, her lungs collapsed after the spine surgery, and she coded, and we about lost her. And she spent 26 days in the hospital, and I couldn't pick her up. I couldn't hold her. And she had this machine over her mouth where she couldn't breathe on her own, and she couldn't wear her glasses, and the little thing just laid there with all of his stuff on her, and all I could do was sing to her. Sing and pray, and we had community, and a lot of people in our state and throughout the United States were praying for her. And it just seemed like the singing soothed her. When she would get upset, we would sing. I would sing. My mom would sing. My sister was there. I don't know if my husband did a whole lot of singing, but it was really funny because once she made it through and we knew she was going to be all right as soon as we got back home to Kentucky, it was just like she jump-started into singing.
Yeah.
It just came so natural. Of course, we would sing every night. It's just something I do. I drive my husband nuts because I walk around singing all the time. He's not a singer. But to me, if you're happy, you're singing. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And that's the way she is. If she's playing with something, she's singing. If she's taking a bath, she's singing. When she says her math facts, I have a teacher in homeschool. She sings her math facts a lot of times. It's just who she is, and her voice, to me, is just incredible to be a 7-year-old little girl.
It is. And she sings with kind of the wisdom of an adult, the way she sings, and her passion that she puts into it. It's like she really understands what she's singing, which is awesome. Okay, so with our last 2 or 3 minutes, I want to do this. I want to set this up. Grace Anna, precious little Grace Anna, is going to sing for us in the next segment. But in the middle of all this, you became kind of famous. You posted it on Facebook, and suddenly everybody wanted to hear Grace Anna sing. And you've got over 1 million followers, and you're on Katie Couric, and suddenly the world blows up, and everybody wants to have this little girl in their lives. What is it? And we got to be quick on this answer, but what is it about her that makes people have more hope for themselves in their own trials?
I think for me, from what we have learned from emails and interaction with people, is that she has such a joy for life and a light in her little spirit when she faces all of this stuff she faces, because she's faced a lot more stuff than that first surgery, back surgery. And she doesn't complain, and she's spunky, and she's tough, and I think part of it is she just loves life, and they gravitate towards that she's not this, she could easily be a hateful child going through what she goes through.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be as happy as she is after what all she's been through. But I think it's a gift from God. I don't think it's by accident. I really don't.
Yeah.
Because it's changed us, not just people throughout the United States and other parts of the world. It's changed us and how we live our lives.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's coincidence.
No, of course it's not. I read the whole book. It's one of the few that I've been able to read the whole thing. So thank you for writing it. And yes, you do have a heart of gratitude and thankfulness because you just are so glad to have your baby girl alive with her joy, inspiring and touching others. You have a message for other people. When we come back, little Miss Grace Anna is going to sing for us. We're going to talk a little bit more about the message that her mom feels compelled to share with the world because of what Grace Anna has gone through and come out the other side of. And please know, her mom's telling you the truth. She has been through an enormous amount of pain and difficulty. If you can see her precious little self right here on the cover on Facebook Live, or if you want to go look at it if you're listening by radio, just go to our ChannelMom page at ChannelMom and you can see her. And it's clear that her joy is shining through all she's had to overcome. So stay tuned, everybody that wants to hear Grace Anna sing, because she's going to sing for us. I'm excited for it. And her mom's message, I'm going to have her share it in a deeper way that I'm hoping will touch some people today who just need a little inspiration, a little hope. Stay tuned for Channel Mom. We'll be right back.
CEO of my household. I don't have a degree, but the organization I run is more complex than most companies. Party planner, chef, teacher, nurse, these are just some of the roles I fill every single day. It's time for me to get paid to do what I love to do. I'm going to study at Colorado Christian University and apply what I've learned running my household into a degree that will give me a career. Check out CCU's website at adulted.ccu.edu or call 303-963-3300 and get started down the same amazing path I'm taking today.
The vision of the Life Center is simple: transforming communities, period. Located just south of downtown Littleton, the Life Center meets immediate needs, provides opportunities for development, and shares the hope and truth found only in Jesus. Whether you need help putting food on the table, or reaching your goals by learning English, or finishing your GED, find out more about our services and volunteer opportunities on our website, lifecenterlittleton.org.
It's Channel Mom Radio with Jenny Dean Schmidt. We're here for you.
Oh, yes, we are here for you, and we do have the author of Grace Anna Sings, Angela Ray Rogers, on the show today, as well as little Miss Grace Anna herself, and we're going to get to them in just a second. First, I want to play, if Kelly's ready, a little bit of mom applause for every mom who's out there and deserves applause. That's for you. If nobody's thanked you today, I'm thanking you for all that you do, all that you sacrifice, all that you work to do for your children to raise them well. And I would just want to give a couple quick reminders before we get to Angela. Remember that CCU Online caters to the mother. They have 5-week classes, one at a time, that a mom can handle at home online. Their prices are affordable. They will give you credit for life experience as a mom. So maybe if you've catered food or whatever it is that you can tell them, they will give you life experiences for that. So please check them out at adulted.ccu.edu. And then secondly, the Littleton Life Center. Oh my goodness, they want to change communities one person at a time. They want to create transformation in communities, and they're doing it by offering all kinds of things so people can transform their lives. GEDs, English classes, Spanish classes, shelter in the cold, legal services if you can't afford regular old legal services. They do all kinds of stuff. A food bank they've got for you. If you know somebody that could use their help, or perhaps if you need their help, they're there for you. Check them out at lifecenterlittleton.org. We love what they do for people. Okay, we are back with Angela Ray Rogers, the author of Grace Anna Sings and the mother of Grace Anna and her brother Isaiah. We don't want to forget him because Isaiah and his mama are doing some charitable things to help others who struggle in life, and we love that about them. They have a little organization called Gracie Bug Bundles of Love, and they help folks out through that by giving gift baskets for children and their families with long hospital stays. So we love that about them. Okay, so we're going to have little Miss Grace Anna sing here in just a second, but I just want to ask you, Angela, do you feel compelled to use the pain that you've had to go through to help others who are in pain?
I do, and it's not just overcoming adversity and finding joy. I really have a heart for people that have children with disabilities, because a lot of times those parents are not given any hope for their little ones. And I have seen it with my own eyes that even though they don't fit the mold that society thinks there should be, they can do incredible, amazing things. I've seen it with Grace Anna, and I just want to encourage people to find the joy when you think it's impossible, and not only find the joy, but be the light for others. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's easy to let the world make you angry and bitter. But when you truly love people with a godly heart and do for others without expecting anything in return, your life is enriched so abundantly. And it's just by you choosing to be better, choosing to not be afraid to take that step out of your comfort zone and do something you wouldn't normally do to help somebody.
Sure. You know, this sounds corny, but, you know, some people may see disability in Grace Anna, which certainly she struggled with, but I see that God gave her a different ability because she can sing like other people cannot sing. Yes. So if we look for that, I think often we will just be able to find it if we look for it. So I'm going to have her sing, and then I'm going to ask you one more question. But can you, I know you had to walk away from her. Can you get back to her? And has she chosen, I was thinking maybe she might sing her song that she told Naomi Judd she couldn't sing because it's her song. I'm wondering if she would like to sing that song or another one. Do you know? Can I talk to her?
I think she might want to sing Amazing Grace.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Not who you're talking to.
Hi, Grace Anna. I'm Jenny.
Yeah, that's who she's talking.
How are you, sweet? Are you doing well today?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Okay, awesome. I'm so glad. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I've never met you in person, but I'm glad to meet you over the phone.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so do you know that I used to sing Amazing Grace to my babies when I rocked them? And so that song means a whole lot to me, and it would touch my heart if you would sing that for me and our audience today. Can you sing that?
What?
Can you sing Amazing Grace for us?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Praise God, 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 praise God.
Good job, Grace Anna. That was beautiful, sweetheart. Thank you for singing that for our audience today.